Good evening. It is time for the mic check. We are going to check the mics and check on our boys. How you doing, my boy?
I'm good, man. It's 2-kid life. Apologize for being late, but I'm not my own boss right now. There is a 3-month-old child that yells at me when I don't do what she wants. So
do it faster. Do it faster. Do it better and faster. Be more responsible. And what else? She said. You heard what they said.
Yep. But other than that, man, I'm good. Living good. Braves. We out here.
Top of the ninth, baby. We up 4-0 against the Cincinnati Reds. Hey, man, we need every win that we can get right now. We are 3-3 in the last 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally the best of them and the worst of them. We played against the stellar of the MLB and the Colorado Rockies.
Ooh, and they be trying too, though.
Right.
They be bad and they be trying.
They just suck. Just terrible. Good and terrible. And then we lost 2 to the Dodgers and 1-1 with the Dodgers. I would have liked it to have gone a different way. I honestly would have liked us to play a legitimate lineup against the Rockies and not lost that game and swept them. But Snicker had different intentions. I don't exactly know why, but that's what we decided to do.
I mean, yeah, but then I ain't gonna say you stole one, but you kind of took one. The Dodgers just look like a better team than us.
They are, but I mean, that's my expectation. Though they're not sweep us better than us, but they are better than us.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't sweep us, so apparently we're not sweep them better than the Colorado Rockies. Like we're just better than them.
I would believe that if the one game that we lost, we put out a realistic lineup. He clearly tried to disrespect him. He tried to put out of the worst people that we have, that's who I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
You can't do that. These are still professionals, and I think, and they probably also felt away. Like, hey, you take me for chump if you're just gonna do that. Like,
the hell with their feelings. The hell with their feelings. Shout out to Austin Riley.
I was about to say, I mean, we ain't really in a space to talk. We 4th in the NL East.
Man, nah. Ain't nothing doubting over here. Austin Riley has been playing out of his mind.
Let's go next.
He had 2 home runs yesterday to beat the Dodgers by himself. Austin Riley, and then today I think he had an RBI today too. So hopefully he can keep going. And again, it's May. That means we are in the month of return. Ronald Acuna will be back.
Yes.
Now, who do you take out in left field is the question, because they're all, as we talked about so much shit about them in 2 weeks, they have turned around their season. All of them, all 3 of them. Kalinick, Verdugo.
No, you leave left field alone. Well, I mean, Ronnie's going to play and you play. No. Ronnie, let me just fix the outfield for you. Very simple. Verdugo stays, Harris stays, Ronnie stays. Rest of y'all can go anywhere.
Who's in right field right
now? Eli White.
Oh
no, but yeah, you're out of there.
Head
it back never mind to Greenville,
there South Carolina.
Right there. Yeah,
there it is, right there. Ozzie Albies been playing well. I mean, and Mr. Reliable.
Albies has played well. Nick Allen has played well at the shortstop position. We're figuring things out ish. That's the reason I'm not overly concerned. I just see the lead in the NL East, and I do get concerned about that because, of course, we want to try to stay competitive, so we're not playing the wild card. But I do feel very confident of us.
I think we're firmly in the wild card.
I mean, we ain't even made it.
It's early. I know it's early.
Very
early.
Anything. We not that far out. Like, if we could get it together and we get Ronald Acuna back, we could make this.
Ain't the Mets like 23-8?
They ain't that good. Let me look. Let's look. Hold on.
The Dodgers are like 20. They're 22-11.
Mets are 22-13, bro. We 15-18. They have 7 more wins and we have 5 more losses. Really, I mean, I ain't. And it's still the Mets. It's the Mets.
Six back.
Yes. But we right in the scheme of things.
It is the early part of the season, so it doesn't, it's still time for us to make our pitching, man. Alex Anthopoulos, you got to go get some help. Although we had a good
shuffling the deck,
and we lost 2-1. Starting pitcher allowed 1 run, and we just gave him no run support. So the bats got to get cracking when it matters.
That is the ultimate thing for me right now. Is just get comfortable. Let's get the bats going. Let's navigate this pitching situation. If we need to make 1 or 2 more legitimate moves, let's make them and get everybody comfortable so we can really get into the swing.
I like Chavez. No pun intended. I like Chavez. He's cool, but we need some help.
Right, and he's not the answer. Like, he's not the real answer. He's more as a stopgap. It's a guy who we're comfortable with in the organization. He's comfortable with us, but that's not by any stretch of the imagination the answer. Speaking of answers, though, there is an answer right here. Malia Obama has helped direct Asia Wilson's viral Nike commercial. I don't know if y'all seen it. If you haven't turned on TV. It is great, but also to hear that Malia directed the entire commercial is amazing.
Did she do the whole commercial, or
yes?
Because this part is
this
how commercial. Nike does the commercial where it's really commercial. 10 commercials, but it's her commercial. 30 minutes.
It's her commercial. It's her commercial.
That's tough,
right? That's tough. And I think, if I remember correctly, didn't she do some Euphoria too? Like she's been on. She has worked on
Euphoria.
She's done some relatively. She definitely has worked on it. And I guess you do have all of. You have the Rolodex of literally probably the world to help you out. Hey, can you teach me how to do this? Yeah. What time will you and the Secret Service be coming?
Yeah, because they will be there. And I like how Nike's pushing Asia. Like she called them out, and now they are. It is a full push.
Well, it's such an easy push. She's the best player in women's basketball. She has a lightning personality. It's believed to be she's dating an NBA star. Everything.
You know that. Don't know if I needed to know that, but
yeah,
you're talking about Asia Wilson. My bad. Yeah. You got Malia Obama's picture. That's why I was like, whoa.
No, Malia Obama is not the best WNBA player.
No, but yeah, Asia. You saw Podziemski wearing them last night for the Warriors when they knocked out the Rockets. Yeah. He had them on. A lot of players, of course, Bam wears them, but a lot of players. I think they had Jalen Brunson in the commercial.
Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, I saw on a phone call for sure. But we're to a point now where, even Sabrina Ionescu's shoes. I told y'all 3 or 4 years. I just looked at this shoe. The shoe is better than the majority of men's shoes, and then you kind of see. I think she has either the number 1 or number 2 basketball shoe in the NBA. If it's a good sneaker, and you can look at it and be especially with a lot of these guy sneakers, they're lazy. They're not really that. Really not that. They're either made for a 5th grader, or they're the Devin Bookers, and they look like skateboard shoes. There's just no happy medium of, hey, this is a cool sneaker that I would wear either playing basketball or just on a Saturday afternoon. And they do a good job of that. The women have done
they make AAU shoes. That's pretty much what it is as a basketball shoe now.
But you could wear the Asia shoe, when they come out in different color other than pink. I'll get a pair, especially if they were highlighter green, which I assume she probably does, especially because the highlighter pink don't do so well. 100%, I'm in there.
Yeah, she's AKA, so yeah, pink and green.
Oh, wow, I didn't think about that. You're right. Yeah, let's do that for your boy. Speaking of things getting done, Boardroom has been named the MLB strategic partner for events, activation, and storytelling. Of course, this is Rich Kleiman and Kevin Durant's baby, Boardroom. This is a great place to go to kind of, number one, tell stories, but also hopefully you see there with CC Sabathia tell some black and brown stories in the process as well. And that's quietly, money, man. Congratulations.
Quietly. the boardroom has been making a myriad of fantastic moves. I've watched them over the last like 2 years. Yeah, like they are maneuvering through this industry and through multiple industries, not just one, not just production. They do wine. He does strategic partnerships with MLB. He does a lot of promotion.
Heavy on the back end, heavy, like light on the I'm talent. Nope. This is boardroom, and we are an organization, and we do that, and we want large sums of money. Don't ask me to be on your podcast. Really, is the answer.
No, you're gonna be. I'm an entity. You will be on my entity. The podcast, show, whatever. That's where you will be.
But what I'm saying is, typically, it's the other way around. It's like, oh yeah, partnership, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna do a podcast together. No. I want to tell your stories, whatever short films and all those type of things. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to. I mean, it'll be something here on Netflix soon. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah,
or Max.
Definitely. Yeah, Boardroom and Uninterrupted are kind of setting the pace for athlete-led media.
Correct, Mundo.
Gotta have that capital.
Got to have the money, because the money is what's needed. Very brief and short today on the mic check. Hopefully the mics are working. We have no HBCU news. Just going to be very honest and brief with y'all. Nothing has happened in the last week in the world of HBCU that y'all need to hear from us. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk basketball. And
what does that mean?
What is
we drinking?
Yeah. Oh, y'all must have forgot. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. We might get extra basketball number 1. Knicks Boston. This has been a roller coaster of a game. Also, Reggie even said nothing about it. But what's today? Cinco de Drinko. So
And now I have changed my drink. We are doing tequila today. Yeah. No racism. So, don't judge me for making
Deborah Rogers. No, we don't not support appropriation. We support being appropriate. With that being said, I will be coming back with a drink. And then I'm gonna have one more before football. This is gonna be kind of brief, but we're gonna get to it. We're not gonna waste any time. And we're gonna
what's the second game, man? Okay, see the second game?
Let's look at the second game. That they've been going so long. OKC ain't played in a month and a half.
They haven't played in like 2 weeks.
Forever. I don't even that's like when you take that PTO and then come back and be like, I don't even remember how to do this job. But we'll be right back here soon. Go get a drink and return, and we'll do a little hanging out.
Y'all stay tuned.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And hopefully Reggie will turn his mic on so we can hear him as well.
No, brother. This is the beginning of the show. Don't shortchange the people. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 189 of the Splashcast. I'm your co-host, Reggie. You got to throw on the voice.
I'm your co-host, Norwood.
Yeah.
Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. And today we once again, for the new people, for the old people, for the young people, for the short people, and for the tall people, we celebrate a love Cinco de Drinko.
Cinco de Drinko. It is Cinco de Drink. Ooh, there we go.
All right.
Perfect drink sipping hand right here.
All right.
The perfect drink sipping stance right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. Y'all know what it is on Monday Night Raw. Normally we do HBCU news around the culture. Hey, everybody keep being black.
Support black people.
Support black people and support black colleges because your government probably will not. Other than that,
and don't take your ass to the White House.
Yeah,
that needs there. Find you a good scheduling issue.
So, shout out to those that understand that joke. With that being said, we're gonna go right to hoops now.
If you don't understand that joke, this is probably the wrong place for you.
You might be right. You might be right. Now we're gonna jump into hoops. Got a few things we're gonna talk about. Norwood, where you want to start?
Yes. We're gonna start with what seems to be a run here, if I can find it, and of course, I can't. Wait a second. But yes, over the last, I would say, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, there has been a massive run on Sacramento State. Last week we talked about them and them signing Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby and Doug Christie have been kicking my ass because they played on the same team at the same time. But they were able to sign
colorism.
I mean, they were on the same. They were same team, same time. So yeah, that is a thing. But yes, Mikey Williams has signed to go to Sacramento State, which is a hell of a thing because he's at one point he was supposed to be the guy who was just supposed to go to the NBA and be the best. And then he got in trouble with that situation. And then after he got in trouble with the situation, he went to UCF. And then from UCF, now he's headed to Sacramento State. It just seems like a lot going on with him.
Yeah. First off, congratulations that you're still getting another chance and he's still that good. And you're able to transfer and go to Sacramento State. His story reminds me of the Allen Iverson story, except for where Iverson turned right, he turned left. And it kind of came back on him. Pause if necessary. But I am happy he's going to Sacramento State. And if you remember, it's a callback to Sacramento State. They were supposed to get Mike Vick as the head coach of the football team.
They've been actively trying to spend that money. That is one thing I can say confidently about them is they're putting best efforts to try to get some things going. Will it happen or will it not? That's yet to be determined, but I respect anybody who's willing to put the money out there to attempt to make it happen.
Yeah, they're trying. And Shaq there, one thing Shaq can do is raise money. And he's going to bring all his businesses there, and y'all are going to work fantastically well together.
Yes. Now this is what Reggie just alluded to. Shaquille O'Neal has agreed to be the men's basketball general manager of Sacramento State. I think that this is great on one end, but I don't want to doubt Shaq. And I think that he's earned the respect not to be doubted. But if I remember correctly, he has a pretty high up job with Reebok. He has all of the endorsement things that he does. He also does NBA, the TNT show.
Papa John.
Yeah, like all of that. Now he is the man with the million jobs, and from everything that I've seen, nobody ever has an issue. But being the general manager in the same way that I look at Woj in St. Bonaventure, that's his primary focus. That's his life, is the St. Bonaventure's bodies. And then I look at Shaq and I'm like, this Sacramento State ain't even where he ain't even an alum here.
It's kind of on par with the other celebrity athlete GMs that you're getting. Trae Young at Oklahoma. Trae can't do but so much while playing basketball, right? So
yeah,
I think it's the same thing. You're a figurehead, supposed to go there, rally money for the NIL, bring money for the NIL, bring notoriety to the organization. I don't think there's any responsibility or large decision making when it comes to budget or something like that. But I think you're just there to rally money. That's really all you do.
The reason that, like, because you're right, Trae and Terrence Mann both going to be GMs for their respective schools, Oklahoma and Florida State. But those are athletes who they do have a very distinct off season, and in that off season, that is the recruiting period. So it's not exactly the most flexible, but with good scheduling and a good assistant, I can get it done. Shaq seems to have his irons in so many fires. Like Reebok has been doing great on this rebrand, but I feel like you need to be at Reebok a lot if you want that to be successful. And then, TNT, so? Yeah, they're not Nike. They don't have the, I would say, pieces in place to just autopilot. You can't autopilot Reebok. I think they need a lot of care and time and all of the things it takes to resurrect a brand. And and the other part, you've asked people like Angel Reese to put a lot of their brand in your hands. So you're ultimately also responsible for that.
I think he has specific roles for each, and we can move on, but I think he has specific roles for each position, and I don't think those roles involve a lot of decision making. I think his role it's like chair. It's like somebody that's like head of fundraising or head of charitable giving. Like you are there to manage the support of the program, and I think that's what he does in each one of his brands. I mean, and he just he exchanges face and his notoriety for ownership. Really.
Gotcha. I don't hate that.
Nope. I like this next one. This is a good topic.
Yep. Next, very interesting topic come up next. Since 2021, there has been a gradual decline in players actually declaring for the draft. In 2021, there's 353 people. Then it went to 2022, 283 people, 242 in 23, 201 in 24. And just a meager 106 people have declared for the draft in 2025. A lot of people believe that this is the effect of name, image, and licensing. Name, image, and licensing, giving people an opportunity to make money and not have to run to the NBA because that's the only place where they can legally get paid. What do you think about this?
Name, image, and likeness. I do see how this was going to work. I don't understand, if anybody doesn't understand this, that if you pay people in college, then people won't have to leave. At a base form, this is really what you wanted, right? So it's working. It is working in the sense that people aren't going to the NBA. This is about basketball, just NBA. Yeah, aren't going to the NBA so early, or aren't skipping college and then getting left behind and kind of having figure it out. What you do need is some regulation. All across all the sports, NIL. You need some regulation. But overall, it is working. People are getting paid, and people are staying in school versus going to the NBA.
I think it's that I do contribute some of that to like the overtime elite, NBA G League opportunities that kind of somewhere in between that allow you to do the same thing as in name, image, and licensing. I think it's also just
overtime elite is. I thought they closed that.
No, I mean, yes, but you can now just, if I remember correctly, you could just go to a G League team or something like that if you're not quite ready. So you don't have to. I guess it's kind of doesn't really help the situation. I guess maybe it is NIL. Maybe NIL.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not making no money. You go to the G League. You making $4, $5, $10, $7 million. You know, even if you're on the low end, you still getting a meal.
Like, you're right.
A meal is better than
I am happy about it though,
any day.
But it does reinforce that college is now semi-pro, 100%.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could have either lowered the salary of everybody else involved that's managing these kids and divvy up the money correctly amongst all the institutions.
Oh, they would never do that.
You could just take money, you take a piece away and pay everybody else, and you can still make millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure those heads of the schools and heads of the NCAA aren't in there for the kids; they're in there for the money.
Right.
I don't know anybody for the NCAA that will quit their job and work for free. Not one person.
Oh, there's somebody in there. Somebody. I'm not gonna say the entire organization is evil, just most of y'all. And more good news is specifically for us. Dyson Daniels has been named the most improved player. He went from 5.9 points to 14 points, 4 rebounds to 6 rebounds, 2.7 assists to 4.5. And then he averaged 3 steals this year. I think he's also defensive player of the year. The reason that you think that he's named the most improved player is because his defense went from being pretty good to basically a historic season.
Yeah, this is the congratulations. You're the defensive player of the year, but you're on a sorry team award. So we had to give it to Evan Mobley. That's really what this is. This most improved. Yeah, they just gave this to you, and I don't want to.
But I do think he was the most improved player too. I just think he was both.
Yes, and I will say, first off, congratulations, because I don't want to seem like I'm raining on your parade, because this was well earned. You finally got your opportunity, and you took advantage of it.
Yeah, you made Landry Fields not look crazy.
You actually made it crazy to fire Landry Fields, to be honest.
And I think you might have been the straw that broke the camel's back on getting David Griffin fired, because if you have a guy who basically plays like a world beater on defense and you couldn't find any minutes for him,
oh yeah,
nowhere.
But you know, he is still the most improved player. But I don't think he would have been. And I hate to say this because I'm not pitting them against each other, but that was going to Jalen Johnson all day if he didn't hurt his shoulder, which I think would have forced you to even consider him even more for defensive player of the year. You could not give him something. And I think him being so good and nobody running away with it versus everybody else that they gave it to him. Consolation.
I actually disagree there, because the thing, as good as Jalen was, Jalen's stats were basically that last year. So his stats, Jalen is kind of very similar to Evan Mobley, where we can tell that you're playing better than you did last year. But if we look at your stats last year and look at the stats this year, they're going to be pretty close. Be a little bit better. Like your percentages will go up. But overall, like your year to year change isn't going to be shocking like Dyson's is.
I might be hypothesizing a little bit. I might be. I'm assuming the way that Okongwu took his leap once he really got going in the season, because Jalen's trajectory was on. F those draft picks, y'all won. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Worthy. I think Jalen's trajectory. I think he was averaging like 21 and 10 when he got hurt, which was a vast improvement from over those last like 10 games.
So this is the thing. Last year, 2023, 2024, he was 16 and 9, basically. This year, he was going to be 9-8 for what he played. He was 19 and 10. So an improvement, sure. but not when you got a guy who goes from 6 points to 14 points and 3 steals a game. You know, that I don't think that we do a very good job, and I was because most people haven't watched Dyson Daniels play, to really conceptualize how good of a defensive player he is. He's going to be first team on defense for a guy who was like, who couldn't get on the floor last year.
Yeah.
So on one team you can't play, and now you're going to be defensive player of the year. And I guess that's not totally true. He played 22 minutes, but in 22 minutes, nobody knew he was that good.
Well, it's crazy. He still averaged 1.4 steals last year.
Right.
like when I saw that, I was like, I mean, I don't think anybody's if you look at who's leading the league in steals, I think the next person is like 1.5. So he would be up. He'd be third.
The thing that helps him out is on the Pelicans, they had numerous good defenders. You got Herb, you got Trey Murphy. They just play better defense. Getting to the Hawks, and yeah, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb playing good defense over here, buddy. That's gonna be your calling card. It's not gonna be, especially once Jalen went down. I mean, the only really other what I would consider really good defender is a Kungwu, but he is in such a bad position. Him just trying to hold it in the road is all you'll probably ever see. But just to see Dyson being a pest against the best players in the NBA too, he draws every night the lead scorer on that team, and he makes it very difficult on them every night.
Yeah, he does. He does. Shout out to Dyson, man. We should be dangerous next year, especially have a good draft.
Yeah, I'm excited. Kenny Atkinson wins Coach of the Year. I think we all probably saw this coming. He turned around and I'm going to say this. I'm going to give him all of his credit. He turned around what I considered a Cavs team that was pretty mediocre.
We thought that they reached their ceiling for sure.
Yeah, and we thought that ceiling was relatively is about where we were.
And it's not like JB Bickerstaff was a bad coach. I mean, everybody needed some fresh air.
Right. And that's been kind of a running theme for the whole NBA between Rudy and Julius and Kenny Atkinson. People just moving around and getting another shot has done a lot of people good. But I mean, the Cavs
went the Nets. Wasn't he the Nets coach?
Oh man, the Nets have had
Shout out to y'all.
Oh, they've tricked off. They've tricked off. And it's all Kyrie's fault. I promise. I'll make that very clear. If Kyrie didn't act like, I mean, I love Kyrie and I'm thankful for all the things that he's done, but him not getting that shot really made he owned the NBA for a little bit single-handedly.
Yeah.
If
I'm Joe Boston, wasn't it?
If I'm Joe Tsai and I'm the Nets, I'm just asking I know what it is. I forgot about that. Y'all partnered with Jay-Z and took Brooklyn from black people. That's the reason y'all gentrified, and now you're paying for it. Thoughts and prayers, my boy. Do better. But yeah, outside of that, congratulations to Kenny Atkinson. Congratulations to the Cavs, even though they lost. And we'll get into that.
And because I'm definitely gonna tell you, I told you so.
We'll get there. I don't want to do that quite yet. Next up, I want to make sure I do this right. First of all, Greg Popovich, coach
makes a public appearance.
Of the San Antonio Spurs, has stepped aside. I'm not going to say step down. He stepped aside and now moving to president of basketball operations. He's had a stroke. I will say, I'm not going to play the video, but for anybody who's watched the video, many of y'all who watched and kind of talked to me about it, just visibly not as active and mobile as he used to be. I'm definitely sending thoughts and prayers. Also, one of the things that really I liked, saw DeJounte Murray make it to to this event to celebrate Pop and Coach Mitch.
Yeah. Yeah, this video kind of confirmed what we all thought. But the fact that he still has his personality is up there and comes up with they come up together with I'm El Jefe now. I'm Senor Popovich. I'm
That's
president
funny.
of basketball ops. That's funny. Pop is known for being funny in various ways. Speaks to the culture. Speaks to the culture of the organization and the team. Yeah, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, DeJounte Murray, Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle. You had, and there were, I think, upwards of 40 players that came back to see this and make sure that he was okay. So, shout out to them for making this press conference probably more comfortable. This is his first public appearance since all of that happened, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I also saw Steven Jackson put some pretty heartfelt words out there about appreciating what he had done to him, or done
too.
for him. Yeah, like, and these are not these are not the guys who get up there and really talk nicely about anybody.
I was gonna try to figure out a way how you was gonna say
it. Yeah,
we know about both of them.
Yeah, like willing to put hands and feet on you. So, for me, yeah, I appreciate when those people speak up. It means a little bit more than the people who are a little bit more media trained and just want to say the right thing versus the people who are saying what they really mean. With that being said, him stepping aside, they have hired assistant Mitch Johnson to be the franchise's next head coach. Congratulations, number one. I did not know that this was coming. I assumed that this was coming. I also, in the back of my head, I just knew Chris Paul was going to get this job. I wanted it. Maybe I was overzealous because you're right. They run, they run a program. They run a program, and the program is not going to be deviated.
You got an intern, you got an extern, you got a shadow.
All
you don't just come off the street.
I got rambunctious. But I do like this because Mitch Johnson was apparently very pivotal in DeJounte Murray's AAU career and kind of getting him on with the Spurs. And I think that's how he actually got on with the Spurs. Congratulations to this guy. Also, congratulations. You get to coach an alien. You get to start with Wembanyama. You get to start with the starter pack that most people don't. Right. The biggest joker. And you just come in with an infinite amount of negotiating. No. I mean, money too, right? The money is going to be there, but also, hey, you want to play with Wemby or no? If you don't, then I can find somebody else.
But you already see they trying to. Well, we'll talk about it. We will talk about it, but the names linked to going there,
right? Are names that would not have been linked to go there any other time, any other way, in any other way than this here situation. So, congratulations to him. While we're congratulating people, we move right on over to Will Hardy. Has earned a long-term contract extension through 2030, 2031 with the Utah Jazz. That is 5 more years. I think that Danny Ainge has been running a fantastic play. I think he has the coach that he wants. I think that he's built a war chest of assets and capable players and managed all at the same time to hide them from the world.
Yeah, this is step one of execution, right? In every superhero.
We're on like 3. This is right before the Avengers are assembled. Watch and see.
Right. He's assembling the Avengers. He's getting. We've gotten all the origin stories now. We got all the picks. We got all the assets. We got everything in place. Now let's go ahead and release Iron Man movie, Iron Man 1. Here he is.
Right.
This is step one of
you're
gonna see some
wheeling and dealing. If they get Cooper Flag,
that's number 2. That's number 2. Cooper Flag is part 2 of the execution. Then part 3, they got enough money, picks, and assets to flip, and their teams and these owners are getting off of this money.
I have a 7-foot shooter for you all I want is 3 future first. That's it.
You at this point you could get assets because everybody can afford everybody.
I know, but what I'm saying is if I'm trading Laurie for 3 first.
How many you already okay. I mean, okay. You already got a lot of firsts.
Right. And then I'm gonna see what I got with what I got. Because I could have he could potentially have built OKC over there. Because we don't know how good this team is because he purposely tanked this team. He made sure that Laurie and John Collins did not hit the floor, period. Well, hey, nope, not playing. And even got fined for it, $100K. $100K for that. For hiding what I got over here and keep everything healthy. Now he got Isaiah at the 1, DeJounte at the 2. If he can get Cooper Flag, oh my God. And there's a Marcus Walker Kessler because people want bigs, right?
That's one of those. Why did you get caught fines? Like, why did you? I got to give you some type of ticket. Like,
right? But I mean, he did the right thing. I would rather pay $100,000 to make sure that I have $4 to have a 14% chance at Cooper Flag, or for $100K, one singular 100. You know, we just paid AJ DeManta for $3-4 million to go to BYU, and he ain't even in the NBA yet.
Sam,
we'll pay it. We will pay
it. Sam, no shortchange the boy. Sam Mill.
In more Sacramento news, Doug Christie has been finalized on a multi-year contract to make him the franchise's new head coach. I think that this is an interesting move. I don't know if it's necessarily a good move or a bad move, but surely a move.
Yeah. This is I got nothing. Like, I don't know to say nothing bad. Right. I don't know to say nothing good. Isn't this his first head coaching job? Maybe that's it.
Yes.
But he's not. He doesn't have the track record of and maybe that's it. He doesn't have the track record of being like a really good college coach or a really good high school coach or something. He just, or really even, I don't even think he was the number 1 assistant.
No. I think it's definitely they're familiar with each other. Let's say that. Feel familiar. I'm gonna blow that.
Familiarity.
That's it, boy. So they're familiar with him, number 1. Number 2, they were trying to change the culture. He was a part of the last culture that was really good. The issue is that you traded away Tyrese Halliburton. He's gone on to the Pacers. He's
one up in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Right. Then you traded away, you traded away De'Aaron Fox, which if you say that you drafted 2 guards and they can't play together, sure. But
the way that they playing, they could have played together. They did play together.
They should have played together, and you got rid of both of them because Fox is now a Spur. And then there's a possibility Domantas Sabonis might want out. And then I want to be real here. Zach LaVine. I like Zach LaVine a lot, but I don't think that. I mean, all those guys are just infinitely younger than Zach LaVine and a little bit more accomplished. And what's your boy Debo? I think he's going to want out. He's probably your best trade piece. You could look up and there not be anything left there.
Who's Debo?
From LA, played for the Bulls.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. They've already had negotiate. Where can I go? I do not want to be here. They don't seem to have a plan. So you inherited a team with no plan.
And you have to keep Sabonis. And remember, I mean, especially you might not have a first.
That's probably your best trade piece.
I mean, I don't know if they're not going to have a first at all, but I mean, one of those firsts is going to be ours. Hopefully, 96% chance.
What I'm saying is that may be a trade piece. You have to make the decision if you're going to go full rebuild.
I think the decision has been made on your behalf through life.
Okay, well, either way, then that means Sabonis is out of there. DeRozan is out of there. Because Sabonis isn't the age where you build around. He's the age where I want to win.
Yeah.
So you don't. I mean, maybe what Keegan Murray? I mean, you're probably gonna trade him. You don't need him.
Not good enough to make an influence either way. Honestly, harsh reality.
Yeah, there's nobody. I mean, and there's nobody that you could trade for that's gonna really make a difference because the assets that you have, you got to trade away, and ain't nobody coming back. And I mean, it's tight on Sacramento for real. Shout out to Doug Christie though, stepped all on your announcement.
And I mean, it's not stepping on his announcement. It's just the understanding of what you're about to undertake. I think that I try to be realistic. That's, with all of these teams, these situations, at least like Mitch, she's like, oh, I go to a situation with some money. We got some players and some draft picks. Doug, you have to earn your money, or it's gonna get funny. Speaking of earning money,
it seems like I hate to say that, it seems like placeholderish to me. He gonna earn his money just by being there.
I was thinking that, but it's a little weird because it's also like a guy they really like in Sacramento. Like they picked him.
If it works out, it works out.
And Mike Brown is gonna get another job.
Do you have that up here? No, you don't. He is a candidate to take the Phoenix job.
Don't take that job, Mike. Do not take that.
You're gonna take it with no KD, Bradley Beal out of there, and Devin Booker.
Don't take that job,
with
Mike
one
Brown.
Foot out the door. So
if you got to wait, to be patient. There will be jobs, but that I'm not doing anything with Matt Ishbia unless it's run a mortgage company because he's done that great. Basketball wise, no, not gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Now we can move on to the basketball update. We're gonna make this quick. You already knew OKC had made it to the semifinals. The Nuggets.
Best series.
Yeah, it was a hell of a series. They ended up beating
Clippers.
They ended up beating the Clippers. James Harden, 7 points, 2 of 8 field goals in 35 minutes. Y'all know how I feel about James Harden. I want to be a supporter, bro. I know that you want to not be the guy who people have pigeonholed you to be for your entire career, just a guy who shoots a million shots. But sometimes you got to be the guy who shoots a million shots.
You are adding to they're coming up with nicknames for you now. Not good ones.
No.
Little Game James is what they're calling you. Because, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Because for your entire career, you have been amazing until Game 7. And for whatever reason, you cannot play. And I it's got to be psychological at this point. Shout out to Marcia. That's another show we're working on. She's working on the mental health aspect of sports. She was a mental health specialist and Dr. Marcia.
Got a little Ben Simmons.
Yeah, like he needs to go to a sports psychologist and kind of discuss what's going on in his brain to where he can't perform in Game 7. This goes back multiple years.
That boy Reggie said he got that performance anxiety.
He better go get leaving that joke right there. But it's crazy. And what's even crazier, this is kind of the second time that I've seen where James Harden has
Shannon Sharp for them spark.
Did you gave me the spark? Shannon Sharp. This Shannon flame burnt a little too bright.
Shut the whoa, Shannon. And we're gonna have this little quick Shannon Sharp break. I think he's becoming more of a joke than anything at this point. Because I was out all weekend like, oh, you on your Shannon Sharp. And that meant 3 different things.
Depending on what 3 different people you were talking to.
Exactly. Full Shannon this weekend. I was like, oh.
No king shame. But what I was saying with James Harden, this is kind of the second time of a big Game 7 where you had a player who has a injury history, lay it all on the line, and you didn't show up. because Joel Embiid and the 76ers did that against the Celtics, where he played his heart out in game 6 to try to end the series. And he said after that game, my knee will probably never be the same. And you got to game 7 and disappeared. You did the same thing to Kawhi. Kawhi whole leg done been rebuilt. That's cyborg.
Now, this is why I will give a little bit of pushback. You didn't do that to Kawhi. Kawhi did that to you all season. You carried this team, which respectively sucks. And you helped 2 players who have been mid for the vast majority of their career have the best seasons of their career. Congratulations. You did that. Job well done. But nobody's going to care about when you do this.
You can't get it. Yeah, in game 7. He did
great job. Great MVP, regular season job.
The rules.
I think that he should have been in the conversation for MVP for doing the most with the absolute least. But when it was time to do the things that people remember, you did not show up. Can't help you there, my boy. You actually got me out here looking crazy, to be completely honest.
Yeah, because you be caping.
Man, big cape, and little China. With that being said, OKC and the Denver Nuggets have just started. I think it's like 26 or 23. Who you got in this? Let's be real.
I mean, I'd be foolish not to take OKC.
OKC in 5 or 6.
7. The thing about OKC and teams, and you get to the playoffs, is one guy can just make a difference. And they have in Denver one guy that can just decide, you know what? I'm going to foul everybody out. And I'm going to score a triple-double, and I'm going to make everybody better on the floor. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Joker can do that. That's why I say 7 out of respect.
I like that, but having the ability to have Hartenstein and Chet to kind of match up, you ain't exactly do that. You ain't just going to.
All right. Logically, you're correct.
Also, we just saw Zubac, who I don't think is better than. I think that Zubac's
underrated, but who do you need? Where do you?
Zubac and Hartenstein probably a. No. Hold on. Zubac and Hartenstein are probably a dog fall for me. 6 on one, half a dozen on the other. I think Chet is better than both. And we just saw Zubac he made it about as difficult as you can make it on Joker, realistically. He did a great job. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Joker had 16, 10, and 9. And it was like, great job. Great job.
Oh,
and I'm not saying it's not.
And he should have felt like, great job. You're right. You're right. 130.
30, 20, and 25.
He's shooting like 40 from 3-point too now. Like that. Hey, now.
Know who you talking
and nobody, y'all didn't care about me last year in the first place. Y'all lucky I even came. To be 100% real with you, but yeah, you got to be real with yourself. Let's move on to the Timberwolves. We can talk about this. Sorry. I wanted to discuss the Lakers real quick.
Let's okay. Because I am happy that this happened, because I can say I told you so. I told you. We told you. We said, hey, I don't know if this is the best matchup for the Lakers. I don't know.
You can't.
If you pick the Timberwolves, that you really want to play that team.
That's the reason that I've also gotten in trouble lately for calling people who I've called them casual basketball fans. But I don't think that they understand they are, by definition, casual basketball fans. If you really know the Lakers roster, it is questionable at every position, specifically at the 5. And then you have a team who has a 4 who is extremely physical and a 5 that is literally 8 feet tall. Yeah, this
and
doesn't
another
match
5
up.
Coming off the bench.
Right. And
the 6th man of the year.
Right. And then the Lakers, on the other hand, have a guy who barely is in the NBA, like always at the end of the bench, and he's He was starting. I don't know exactly what happened or what JJ Redick was thinking. Jackson Hayes. He is a French NBA player. I've liked him since he was drafted by the Pelicans. I never quite understood how or why he didn't get it together. And even after watching this series, I still don't really feel any differently because he's athletic and he's tall and he's pretty fast, but it's just he leaves a lot to be desired. The Lakers.
He is what he is, but
the Lakers are in the perpetual cycle of foolishness. We have to bring this up because we're childish and petty. Western Conference Finals in the first year, that is Darvin Ham, aka Bumpy Johnson for some of y'all. And then at the bottom, fantastic haircut, but that is JJ Redick exiting in the first round as the Lakers coach, former podcast co-host with LeBron James.
No, you gotta add context. We are petty, but he had a better roster.
I mean, sure-ish. Y'all also push back. Y'all should have took Mark Williams, clearly. And you're still going to probably end up having to trade Dalton Connect because JJ didn't even play him. Now, I do think, and I've seen something that really kind of contextualized things for me is as much as we sometimes like JJ Redick and respect him as a basketball mind, I think that we have to understand, especially with his behavior of how he walked out of that press conference before the game. In his DNA, he is an asshole, and he believes he's the smartest person in the room. That's cool because some of us to varying degrees feel that way. But this is also what is going to, I think, present problems for him coaching the Lakers specifically.
Spade. He got the Duke blood. Everybody thinks about the Caucasian Duke player.
Yes.
Grayson Allen, Christian Lichtner.
Exactly.
JJ Redick.
And in both cases, in both cases, him and Grayson Allen, we try to convince ourselves due to their new affiliations that they weren't who we thought they were. Oh, Grayson Allen's Phoenix Sun now. He must be okay. When he was playing with everybody else, you hated that man. He got to Phoenix, and it's like, oh no, he's scrappy, he's gritty. No, he's just a dick. Same thing here with JJ, where it's like, you know what? He's a mine. LeBron respects him. Nope. He knows better than everybody. He plays the whole team for the second half. He doesn't answer questions. He's sensitive. All of those things.
He doesn't play Dalton Connect, but he plays Max Kleber,
who never played for them. Max Kleber.
Nobody knew that he was on the roster. I said, wait, who? I forgot he was in the trade.
And you know how much I've been hating Max Kleber since he was with the Mavs. I was like, why do y'all have him starting? He's terrible.
At the 5.
Right.
Play that 3 of hearts. What you thought that was gonna walk? No.
Man, what? You look at him like, bruh, why would you play that? That's exactly what he did. That was never going to walk in a million years. Are you trying to actively lose this game of spades?
I don't think JJ made it. JJ didn't make an adjustment all 5 games in the fourth quarter. And how poetic is it that Luka, who cried during the Dallas return and said, my greatest highlight is the Rudy Gobert highlight, and have that on his return video, and he sees it and cries and then says all of those things. And Rudy Gobert had 26 points, 24 rebounds, and sent y'all ass home playing in LA.
Rudy was and I'm gonna go ahead and pat myself on the back because I keep telling y'all that Rudy Gobert is a very good basketball player. Y'all look at me stupid because he got cooked one time on the perimeter. Yes, he's 8 feet tall. That ain't his job. But what he can do is if you make LeBron play center, I can dunk on everybody every time. And y'all can't stop me.
And y'all keep seeing that one highlight. It ain't a lot of highlights of Rudy getting cooked on the perimeter. It's just Luka. So again, Cool. Luka cooked me. That is a highlight that will live in infamy. You ain't got none against me.
None. People don't. What frustrates me about it is what people don't take into account is what Rudy's best defense is accountability. He makes you make decisions about shooting in the paint. So no, I don't have to block a million shots. You're not going to get in that paint and consider shooting that shot because you don't know where I am. So you know we're going to shoot jump shots. We're going to find out where Rudy is and be somewhere else. That allows you to control a lot of the game. And I want to make sure I get his stats right. 12 of 15, 24 rebounds,
26
2 blocks.
Right? And one of them blocks wasn't a block. It was just a snatch. Just take the ball out of the air. That is intimidating.
27 and 24.
In LA against
that's hard to do
talked a lot of trash.
That's hard to do on 2K. It's impossible to do in the real world. Let me tell you.
What y'all get? Putting Rui Hachimura at the 5. Getting him cooked all day. Dorian Finney-Smith. Hey, you're a great perimeter defender. At the 5, food, lunch, bait. You are all of the above. You, sir, are there as a
passenger. On that Rudy Gobert ride. And I tell you when it's over. Then, of course, in typical
there's
LeBron
a guy that I know
fashion,
that they need it.
And in typical LeBron fashion, he leaves passive aggressive. No comment. They asked LeBron about the center issues and how to improve because Rob Pelinka has already gotten his yoga mat out and start acquiescing to what LeBron probably needs. We know we want LeBron to do X, Y, and Z. Leave it where it is. If you got it, if I said it the way that I said it for a reason. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, we'll get it the next time. But then he says no comment. AD said what he said, then he was gone in a week. LeBron, you traded AD. We're not stupid, LeBron, and we don't like it when you act like we are stupid. We're not. Yeah, you're playing in our face, and I take it as disrespect because I'm not stupid. Trading AD and then making a joke about it is the definition of throwing a rock and hiding your hand.
That's always been the thing with LeBron, though. Allegedly.
But this is also why LeBron is dislikable.
Yeah. He is.
There's no other way to say it. This is the reason that you're dislikable.
But even though this move would have worked if they got Mark Williams.
Right.
If they got Mark Williams, this move would have worked because then you would have had a live threat. You would have had somebody to block shots. You would have had somebody. He has a longer standing reach than Wemby. So you would have had the player, and then you didn't make the trade. You backed out and kept Dalton Connect and didn't play him at all. That is something that people gloss over. You didn't make the trade to keep the guy that you did not play at all.
And I have to say this, the GM, that's your coach that didn't do it. You picked that dude who happened to be on a who happened to be your podcast partner first. That's like me going to my job.
To play.
That's like me going to my job, and then 2 weeks later, Reggie just pop up like, "Hey, what's up? Did you have anything to do with this?" Nah, not at all. No way. Play with somebody else, bro. We not stupid.
Yeah. Shout out to Ant Edwards before we move on because we not going to lament on the Lakers the whole time. Victory lap. Ant. The marathon continues out there in LA.
Marathon on y'all head.
Ant was clearly the best player on the floor this whole series. And Ant told y'all he don't forget. He remembers last year when Luka was dancing and talking all that trash and cussing and yelling. He couldn't do nothing about it. Ant went in. Then he went and played in the Olympics. Worked with shooting with Curry. Worked on conditioning with LeBron. Worked on footwork with KD. And what do we see this year? Led the league in 3-point shooting. Played well with LeBron. plays 34 minutes a game, 34, 36, play 40 minutes a game in the playoffs. His footwork in the paint is immaculate. And he's still dunking on your forehead.
Right. I want to say, and I know that I want y'all to listen to what I say before I say it. He is very similar to Shaquille O'Neal, where he may not be the best player in the way that when Shaquille O'Neal played basketball, I don't think he was often considered the best basketball player on the floor, but he is the most dominant. His ability to find not your star, but legends. Right now, they're low-key, they're calling him the Kingslayer. They're calling him Jamie Lannister. They're saying that he is looking for the dragon to slay it. And that I just infinitely respect more. The dominance, and not just like dominating the guys who we think are good. Nah, I want KD. I gotta end him. Oh, I'm going to deal with LeBron. Dealt LeBron and Luka 4-1. And I'm talking about putting hands and feet on LeBron. Like, not allowing you to out tough guy him. Like, I want to let you know I'm the young bull. I might be the young calf to you. You might be the old bull, but this ain't the place to play, big dog. I'm sending your face, and he said it. I sent the greatest. I think he overstepped the boundary here, saying I sent the greatest basketball player of all time home. I don't think he's the greatest, but if I'm in that moment and I'm saying the same thing for my own personal self promotion. You can't beat Jordan, but you sure did beat LeBron.
Bruh, he's laying claim to the throne
and beat him 4-1.
He's telling y'all he's laying claim to the throne, dog. He letting you know this. And the funny thing is that I don't want to be face of the league. And then but you just being yourself.
What's the girl who a girl has no face? That's who he is. He's just going around killing people, whoever it is, who need to be murdered. I got him. Don't worry about it. You're going to be the face of the league. You're going to be the face of the league because you're going to murder everybody else, it looks like. Steph, we might as well go into it right now. I am picking the Timberwolves to beat Golden State in 6. Yeah, in 6. And I also expect Draymond to miss at least one game in this series. It ain't no way that he's not going to done with 2 techs. I think he got 4. Y'all remember he already choked down Rudy before. It ain't no way him and Rudy gonna make it through this series without 2 techs. Draymond. And then
I got Timberwolves.
They're gonna move Draymond at the end of that because he's gonna be like, we can't count on you. And Steph is gonna be like, bro, I can't do nothing for you.
Timberwolves have too much length on this team. Jay McDaniels can guard their entire. Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy makes this interesting because Jimmy is going to weasel his way to the free throw line a lot, and he plays good defense.
And Jimmy hates the Timberwolves because
Jimmy hates.
It's a new regime, but Jimmy don't care about the regime.
No, he don't acknowledge that part of his career.
Oh yeah, he gonna try to acknowledge y'all, but it ain't gonna be enough.
But I mean, the Timberwolves and Ant, cool. You don't want to. Ant's like, whatever, you can fit. That was before me. I'm here. This is my time. We ain't talking about you no more. And let me tell you, Draymond, you, sir, are gonna have they like to play Draymond and Kevon Looney together because let me tell you what Julius Randle gonna do to your whole front court. He bullied the Lakers. And he gonna
as soon as y'all get in foul trouble,
Warriors.
They're gonna take Rudy out. They're gonna put Nasrini and let him shoot threes. And then y'all not have an answer. Guys,
and the Ant just go dunk on you.
Right. What you got the Wolves in?
6.
All right.
I think Curry gets him 1. I think Curry gets him 1.
Jimmy gets him 1.
And Jimmy gets him 1. And then it's just the Anthony Edwards show.
But I'm telling y'all right now, Draymond is going to be suspended for a playoff game. Ain't no way around it.
Especially if Rudy got like 20 and 10 in the first game. Game 2 for sure.
All right. Well, we might as well go into what we just saw conclude. The Celtics. They beat the Magic. They whooped their Magic's ass. The Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks and the Pistons. Pistons needed Ivy, and they got cheated. That's all I really got to say about those two teams.
Yeah,
now,
Pistons
Celtics,
but I mean,
they'll be better for it in the long run. They'll be
Jalen
better for
Brunson's
it in the long
nice. Jalen
Right.
Brunson's nice, man. He's nice.
With that, oh yeah, and the Celtics found out tonight. So this will be Thursday for all of y'all who catch it on Thursday. It means they'll play it again. But y'all here tonight, y'all saw it. Celtics used the Hack-a-Mitch strategy, went up 20 on the Knicks. The Knicks stormed back and win in overtime. I said that the way that the Celtics played was a way to lose a basketball game. They lost a basketball game tonight. Crazy Joe Mazzulla tried to Jedi mind trick the system. And in Jedi mind tricking the system, I think he Jedi mind tricked his team out of home court advantage. That was a mistake. Can they make it back? Sure, but don't play that stupid basketball ever again.
I mean, by the time this game started, or not started, by the time it kind of got good, I was in the midst of getting ready to pot. So I kind of missed the end. I watched it on the phone a little bit. But when I was watching,
you need to know.
Peyton Pritchard was out there hitting threes, and Jason Tatum at 18 in the first half, and everybody was going off. And then I looked
third quarter
at
showed
the front. No, I knew they were in trouble, even when they were up by 20. I knew they were in trouble because Kristaps Porzingis had 0 points.
Oh no. He got sick. I don't know what that means, but the girl was like, he's been battling an illness, and it was questionable for him to return. I don't know, but I will tell you this. If I'm the Celtics, you got to be happy because he won you a championship, but it's time for him to go. Sick. Like this, and this ain't even an injury. It ain't like, oh, this is my knee or anything. I'm sick.
Send him to Utah. Get Laurie.
No, would you pay Kristaps what you got to pay him when you can pay John Collins probably half?
I mean, okay, we can talk about it. The Celtics it's come out that they're going to have to get rid of players. They're already looking at it. They said this while they in the playoffs. Hey, this is the last ride for this roster. We can't pay everybody.
I mean, I guess if you could, the real answer would be, could you get like Walker Kessler back? Walker Kessler would be good for that.
Would be good.
And if you could move Laurie and have Chris, I mean, Laurie and Kristaps are good together. John Collins and Kristaps are good together. I mean, that could be interesting, but for me to take Laurie and me give you Walker Kessler, then where are your draft picks? And I don't know how many draft picks Boston has, and I would assume they're going to be god awful because Walker Kessler is the right guy to just stand in the middle of the paint and just
he started shooting the three. It's not good, but I mean, neither was Okongwu. After 2 years, all of a sudden, you're
just gonna have to spend some more money on some offense somewhere else. He ain't gonna do that for you, but he could do everything else.
Yeah, but the Celtics Knicks, like this game, the Knicks made it a dirty game, and not dirty in terms of like foul play. It was tough. It was physical. Jalen Brunson is again just like Ant, quietly, just like Ant is, laying claim. Jalen Brunson's trying to lay claim to the Eastern Conference. Like he is trying to go and he's trying to slay the Celtics. He's got to go through the Cavs. He's going to have to go through the Pacers, I'm assuming, once we get there. But the Knicks with Jalen Brunson are really, really good. Better than I thought.
The one thing that Hack-a-Mitch thing does is it slows the game down. Slowing the game down does not. It works better for the Knicks than it does for the Celtics.
All day.
I never quite understood was y'all are not going to y'all are good because y'all shoot a ton of threes and you got guys who can shoot them. You're not going to be able to get into that level of rhythm if you're playing this slow because the game it was a rock fight. And you're just like, and every time you're stopping the Knicks from breaking, but you just trot down. Like you're never going to be able to get into that rhythm to be like, oh, well, we're going to win. So,
well, you also exploit the fact that you don't have anybody to guard Karl Anthony Towns. Like, Karl Anthony Towns guards himself through fouls. But when he was in the game, y'all had nobody to guard him.
And at the end of the first quarter, I know he didn't make that basket in time, but I think Al Horford saw, this man is...
when he almost dunked, we got dunked on. But after Al was like, it's no good. No good. Like, woo!
Nothing. No. Al, you don't understand. He can, first of all, Karl Anthony was dribbling the ball down the court fast as hell. Bang, 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 bang. Then he saw Al. He said, bitch, move on out the way. He scooted Al right on out the way and dunked. I was like, oh.
Let me take you to your seat.
Right.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah. That man hit him with I call that the chaperone. He said, 12B. Have a seat, my boy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out to the Knicks.
Retirement.
Now, let me tell you, the Knicks going to lose big game, too. They going to get blown out.
I bet you Joe Mazzulla changed that game plan, too. I bet you won't hack a mention no more.
They're going to shoot 74 threes.
I'm going to tell you, no, but I got to get this off my chest. I'm rooting for the Knicks now. I want the Knicks in 6. If you're going to play low, neither one of these are my team. All I want to see is good basketball. Joe Mazzulla trying to do whatever you did. I did not want to see that. I think that was low integrity. It's a very scary way to play basketball, and I'm glad you lost today. Go Knicks. Knicks in 6.
I'm 50.
It also works best for the Hawks, too, because at the cost of this roster, if they get put out by the Knicks, I think they cut a little deeper. If they get further, then they probably just trimming edges. You get put out by the Knicks, big chop.
I was talking to Justin Tinsley about this the other day in the DM, saying like, "Yo, we were talking about Warriors Rockets, I believe, and then he was like, "Don't listen to me because I got the Knicks winning this series." And I was like, "Hey, funny story, 50-50." Like, I know that they are, in terms of roster, on paper, the Celtics are better than them at every other position except for Karl Anthony Towns.
No.
Or they can play better than them. You would assume Drew Holiday, who's supposed to be the defensive guard, can slow down Brunson, and you assume that they're going to win every other position.
No.
Then they have Peyton Pritchard off the bench, where the Knicks have no.
Hold on. They got
Miles McBride, Deuce McBride.
Yes. And
old boy Cam Thomas.
No,
campaign.
Yeah.
Campaign. Cam Thomas plays for the Nets. And then Mitchell Robinson. That ain't world beaters versus, Peyton Pritchard, 6th man of the year.
Right.
So
okay. So for me, the 1v1, Karl Anthony Towns is better than Chris Tapps and more available. Jason Tatum is going to be guarded by OG.
No, he was guarded by the new AC Green, the dude that don't miss no games.
Oh, Bridges. Yes, but what I'm saying
Michael
is
Bridges.
Yeah, so the two guys for the Celtics who are world beaters have guys who are widely respected as elite defenders on them. So it's tough. Jalen Brunson, key clutch player of the year, captain of the team. Drew Holiday, older, good defender, older player though. It is literally 6 versus 6. That's what I was just talking to Worley about. It's 6-on-6.
Yeah, and the Knicks don't have anybody to guard Karl Anthony Towns. Like,
right.
We can name all of that, but as long as Cat don't get in, he can give you 15 and 10. And I saw him just turn around and just raise his hands up and shoot over Jaylen Brown. Like,
it's actually a really good matchup because you look at like Derek Wright and Josh Hart. Right there. Same, like, not the same person.
Impact. Same impact.
But
they have the same impact for the team.
Right.
They do the same things. Defense. Derek is more of a point guard, which is why they're probably going to get rid of Drew Holiday. and he's probably a better shooter, but Josh is a better rebounder and a better defender, which is hard to say because Derek is still a good defender.
And Josh he brought it back to who we've been looking for. 14 points, 11 rebounds. I don't know how y'all let him get 11 rebounds. But
he
I love that guy. I love because it's all hard work. He
does everything that you need him to do. You need me to make a three? He's almost like the guard version of Draymond. Like whatever you need me to do, play defense, pass the ball, score, like.
And I'm even capable of sometimes guarding people who are not my position for a limited amounts of time just because I work so hard. So I could probably guard a point for a little bit, 1, 2, 3, and some fours if they're soft paws, if applicable. But yeah, go Knicks. I still don't have a dog in this fight, but Missoula, if you do that hack and miss shit again, I'm done with you. And I like
Celtics in 7.
I like you crazy, Joe.
7. I had Celtics in 7. I would love to see the Knicks win, just because in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I guess we could talk about that next. The Eastern Conference Finals would be the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals would be fantastic for the
How NBA. Good would it be for Knicks Pacers?
Ooh, yeah. And I'm going for that. Now I definitely have the Pacers beating the Cavs, by the way. I definitely had the Pacers beating the Cavs.
We talked about this last week. I tried to tell y'all I play a lot of 2K, and I've also watched the Pacers. They play very fast. And
they tried to argue with me. Yeah, the Cavs are fast too, and they average just as many points. I was
the Cavs are fast, but they're not 160 point fast, especially with Darius Garland out with a toe. That's really the issue. Is like that's the one. Like as good as Evan Mobley is, he gonna cap out around 19, 20, 21 points. There's no place to go get, and you had Ty Jerome give you 20, if I remember correctly, in this game. It still wasn't enough.
Yeah, you needed Darius Garland because that Ty Jerome then doesn't become your third option, right? The Pacers are good because you have Halliburton. Then you can get now you got Nembhard, who is basically Halliburton off the bench in terms of his role to score and pass the ball and play defense. Well, Halliburton don't play defense, but you know what I mean? He's giving you 20. He was 5 of 6 from 3 in the first half. Like, and so you have all of these pieces that can get you, all of them can get you 15 to 20 points. Every single, like from 1 to 7.
Everybody can get you 20. TJ, that's what me and Worthy is talking about. Man, McConnell can get you 20 points on the right night. Nembhard can get you 20 points. Mathurin, Turner, Pascal, Tyrese. And you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with all of them?
And Halliburton is just the maestro. All right, here's 10 points for you this quarter. Here's 8 points for you this quarter. And Miles Turner, when he's right, when he is playing and his head is in the game, pause if necessary, and he's playing well. He had like, I watched him. He had like what, 4 blocks, 3 blocks?
13-11, 2 blocks, 3 steals.
3. Okay, so some of them blocks there were the deflections, but he was in the way. He was in the way on defense. And then I forgot about Naismith. My bad. Naismith, who plays defense. He's a defensive stopper. He guards everybody.
And they still got Obi Toppin buried over there who could give you 15 or 20 points on the right night.
He can at least give you 10. He can hit the open 3. Like they have, and they're so fast. And then the Cavs with no Darius Garland, they match up very well with the Pacers if they had Darius Garland.
Now I'm gonna tell you the other part, and we're gonna see how things work out. But you cannot play Sam Merrill. You can't start Sam Merrill. You're gonna have to start DeAndre Hunter. That ain't gonna work. And DeAndre Hunter can't. I mean, no, Strus started
at the what? The 4?
At the 2.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
Yeah, that messes up their rotation. You're gonna have to start one of them. You have to start one of them. You're gonna have to start DeAndre, or you're gonna start Ty Jerome. You're gonna have to start one of them.
This is where and don't y'all jump on me by dime a dozen, but his inability to facilitate is what kind of brings him back down to reality. If you're as good as Donovan Mitchell is, that's not really his. No,
yeah,
you got to have.
2.
Yes. So what happens is you got a guy like Tyrese Halliburton who's still he might not give you the 30 points, but what he gonna give you is 22 points, 13 assists, and 1 turnover. I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, you're comparing point guard to a shooting guard.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, like, as a combo guard, especially when Darius Garland goes out,
he's not a combo guard. He's a 2. He's not a facilitator. He's Jaylen Brown. He's not a facilitator.
Okay, but if you're gonna be Jaylen Brown, then you have to be in it. Like, the thing is, he doesn't have that other thing. If you're just scoring is not enough for me at this point. He's at least Jaylen Brown gives you elite defense.
I mean, when you had Darius Garland, that unlocked the rest of the game for him. He still plays. He's not terrible on defense. He's not Trey. I ain't gonna say he's defensive player of the year or first team defense. I mean, he's not a cone either. But I don't. Dime a dozen to me downplays his impact.
I mean,
on the game. I don't think you could take him away and add in any other shooting guard that's not a top shooting guard. Like Zach LaVine doesn't get this team to this point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I think that's the reason that Zach LaVine is kind of in the category that he's in. But I think they're closer than people.
He's a dime a dozen.
I think that they're both in the same situation. Is if we don't have that guard, then it's like, oh, what do we do here? And I mean, they don't have any facilitation except for Ty Jerome. And
came back there too. He ain't play bad, but
no, I mean, he had 21 points.
Indiana just get out the way, bro. On 20 shots. Now that's what it is. Because I saw him 4 possessions in a row look absolutely awful and complain for a call every time.
But I mean,
he went down there and scored
8 assists
every time.
He had the most assists of everybody.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he had a quarter of their assists and 1 turnover. Now
that's gonna get you a loss. That's gonna get you a loss every time.
But that's also the reason I say you got to have a legitimate backup point guard. If you don't have a legitimate backup point guard, because everybody else be like, bro, from who? From who?
Who's my team? Right. He ain't had a backup point guard in 3 years.
No, 3? Yeah. Never.
No, we had, what's his name? When we went to the finals. He's a combo guard, played defense.
DeLon Wright?
We shouldn't. Yeah, there's a backup point guard. He was all right.
Yeah, but he's also, I mean, he's not really a facilitator.
He is the best we've had.
Yes, that ain't what I'm telling you is that ain't good enough.
This ain't this and that ain't that.
Right. I love DeLon Wright, to be completely honest with you. But he was just good because he could guard 1 through 3. And he could play enough offense given the opportunity, but still not the facilitator. And that's the thing about the Hawks offense. He still was averaging like 7 assists just because
his backup point guard. He wasn't bad. So I guess before we go,
who you got here?
You want to talk about Pops Halliburton?
Oh no. We got to pick. We got to pick before we
I got Pacers. I got Pacers in 6. Especially if Garland don't play game 2. If Garland don't play game 2, is y'all in trouble.
I'm gonna say Pacers in 7. But we try to tell y'all that the pace and the ability, the Pacers, not fun.
There's nobody to guard. There's nobody to guard Halliburton.
No. And as good as Evan Mobley is, his lack of going crazy, Pascal gonna be able to score with or better than.
Pascal was cooking in that third quarter. Cooking. I was like, oh. And then Nembhard. Now, what you can't as a Pacers team, and we can move on. We can talk about it, Dad, but you can't rely on Nembhard to go 5 of 6 from 3 every game, or 6 of 7, whatever he was. He played good defense, but some of them threes, I was like, once they got rolling, and that's the thing about the Pacers, though. They only got to get rolling for like 8 minutes, and then you down 30.
Right. We 160 points in the Atlanta Hawks. We scored 120 points. Congratulations. Still got 40. Didn't matter. Man, they putting up 2K damn quarters. 40-point quarters is scary. And it only takes one. And don't let them put 2 together. Pull the start.
80 points in the first half against the Bucks.
Right.
81. I was like, 81 points.
They
shot 70%
in the first half, and you'd be like,
we're not trying to, glaze the Pacers, but and they don't even shoot like a crazy amount of threes. They just beat you death by 1,000 cuts.
I'm telling you, I seen it with my own eyes. When it happens to you, it's different. It ain't nothing you can say, and we are a high-powered offense, and they made us look like. Ooh, stop playing now. Stop playing. Also, yes, Pops Halliburton has been banned, I guess, at least through the rest of the playoffs. I would assume until maybe the finals for the interaction him and Giannis had.
He's gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals. He got to buy a ticket on his own, though.
I did like that Tyrese got right out in front of it and said my Pop's behavior was completely unacceptable. Pops Halliburton also said what he did was wrong. And I just hate that it was Giannis, because one thing that Giannis is he is a good sportsman. He ain't going to cry like no chump. He not going to complain. He not going to get out there and get dirty like Fred VanVleet did, push that man at the end of the game, all of those things. He just was standing there, at the end of a journey, at the end of a season, exhausted. And then Pops Halliburton just walked up to him with a shirt. Man, I think that sometimes delusional about your station in line, man.
This man's 7 feet.
Right.
Ain't no security here.
His nickname is the Greek. Had he hauled off and knocked your jaw loose, he would have been wrong, but he probably would have been right. Bro, I'm tired. I just gave this city, this organization, probably for this might be the last time I play for this team.
So many things. Dame just tore his Achilles.
Right.
Came back. And not to be lost, I don't like y'all. I scored 60 points and you stole the ball. I don't like you.
Right.
I don't like your son. I don't like your coach. I don't like your team. He tried to fight Benedict Mathurin after he tried to get at the daddy. I don't like you. So
that part,
Pops,
I do have a lot of questions for. I have a lot of questions for whatever happened with him and Benedict Mathurin, where he was locked up around the back of that man's neck like that. I was like, bro, what y'all got going on? Where
Giannis said, I'm gonna get in real close.
Yeah,
I will kill you. Yeah, he told that's one of them. I need them not to read my lips. I will stab you in your eardrum.
I need him to spell my cologne. As Chad would say. I need him to feel
Giannis, and then Mather tried to pull away. Giannis was like,
nah. And that's the other part is it's tough when the guy is so much physically stronger than you. You ain't no pull away. You're gonna be right here. You gonna listen to what I got to say.
Help. James Jones was right there. Hey, right. Security.
And could
Come
not
on
get
down,
there.
7th degree black belt.
And could not get there fast enough, bro. He already
Let me tell you who else was there that Giannis likes. Kevin Porter Jr. was right in the mix. I was like, that's gonna be a long night for somebody.
Hey, Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter should sit this out now. You could
just let you back here.
You're right. You done thrown food. You done thrown hands. You need to sit down somewhere and be real still, and them be the people who want to fight the most because they love to fight. And bro, I want to see you go to Orlando and be a world beater there. I think that's the best place for you. I think that you could really, really blossom. But What you can't do is get thrown out for somebody else battle. This team, you ain't been here long enough. You didn't move here. You got some stuff here. Made through the playoffs. Enjoy it.
Giannis, where does he go? You're assuming he's leaving the Bucks.
Spurs or Rockets?
Houston, you read my mind. Houston with their loss to the Warriors, which I'm not surprised they lost because they're a young team. And Steph, at the end of the day, even if Steph gonna give you a quarter and a half, that's still pause necessary. That's still, I mean, he had 2 points in the first half of this game 7 against the Rockets. And then he went berserk and put him to sleep along with Jimmy. Like,
now I'm telling you,
I see Houston, they're a young team.
I could give you Jabari, I could give you Jalen, I could give you Cam Whitmore and 3 first.
Yeah, I can get any iteration of this could work. I can give you Tari Eason. I can keep Jabari because Jabari was shooting that rock, and they need shooting.
Jabari quietly earned he earned something. I don't know if he earned a spot on this team going forward, but he
belongs in the league for sure.
Well, belongs in the league. He is a starter, and for me, as Jalen Green not showing up and everybody else showing up, I think the pressure is on Jalen Green. He needs to have one of them summers where you might have to call. I don't know who the players call because you can't call Mike. Can't call Kobe. I don't know who that person is who you can call and be like, hey, give me confidence for life.
Oh, Mamba mentality.
Yeah. I ain't calling Brown.
You gotta do something because you can't do this again. I'll say that, especially because you're playing in the era in the city of James Harden, where we've seen it now happen with him. You can't have this happen again. No. Now there's players that you could trade for. Again, the Rockets have so many pieces. You could keep Cam Whitmore, and you can trade Jalen, and you could get whatever you need to get. Like, there's so many iterations that they have. You get rid of Fred VanVleet. You can go get trade. Like, you can offer a package.
I will tell you, from what I heard, Ime said it pretty quickly right after that both camps would like to see this work out where he comes back. And I will say Fred VanVleet. I think they want to keep him. I think that I want to say it's in his best interest to take a pay cut, but it ain't.
That's why I looked at you like this. You better take a pay cut. Yeah. User better take a pay cut because
he's going to say,
go get Klay Thompson.
He's going to say, when y'all really needed me, I understand y'all got this young asset. He didn't put that team on his back. I did. And Fred VanVleet, as much trash as I talked about him, he looked like everything in this series.
From now, 4 to 7. The games 1 to 3, he was awful. But games 4 to 7, he was playing well.
It is. And
he told y'all to wake up.
All right. And it's tough because I am the king of don't fall in love with a couple games. I still don't think that he long-term works.
No, he doesn't fit the timeline.
Yeah. But Jalen Green looks so shaky that it's like, I don't know if that's the answer. Jalen Green, and also I know Cade is somewhere like, hey, bro, don't ever put me and him in the same conversation again. I see why Cade be so annoyed when they bring up him and Jalen Green, bro. What? Me and him?
Yeah, and they don't like. Well, I mean, yeah, and they also hate each other. So there's that. But
Jalen, you need to hate yourself first because Cade ain't got nothing to do with you.
But that's another team. they got a lot of leeway to make some moves too is Detroit. So I mean, but Houston, the reason I brought up Houston is, I mean, Giannis going to Houston would be just absolutely great for their defense, even though they're already an elite defensive team. But they need more offense than defense. They need more shooting. Because Amin
Yes.
is going to be able to guard and play anybody. They have versatile players that can. Their defense doesn't really need improvement. It's just shooting, and which makes me don't understand why you don't play Cam Whitmore. He gets you 25 points every time he plays.
Wait. Respect to Cam Whitmore. Y'all drafted Reed Shepherd to shoot, and the messaging is out there that he might be the most offensively gifted player on the team. I gotta see that for myself. I'm gonna let y'all know. I didn't say that, but I want to see it at least. It made sense to me.
I mean, the mud be shooting. He be shooting, bro. He be shooting off the dribble, going left, going right. He looks like, I mean, they're trying to say that he is in the ilk of Austin Reeves. And like, if that's the case, you got to find a spot for it. I understand you like defense, but you playing against the greatest shooter of all time. Right. You can't go against the greatest shooter of all time with a knife. He gonna shoot your face off every single time. It's cool.
Twice on Sundays.
And what did he do on Sunday? Shot your face off. Right. Twice. He 5-0 against y'all. Y'all ain't learn. You ain't read history books. He 5-0 against y'all game 7.
Sometimes it's nothing you can do. Call God. We say that on this podcast every week. Call God it. Lord, he better than me. And if you don't have no way to change that, then you have to ride this horse that got me here. With that being said, we're going to take a short break. And then we coming back and we're going to do a little bit of football. And that's going to be it. But also, before we leave, remember, like, follow, subscribe. We shall be right back.
Do. Shout out to Jacko. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 189 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Cinco de Gringo. Hey.
Oh, I assume that's water. Ain't no way that's a thing of tequila.
And Sprite. Your boy is not foolish. Tequila, Sprite.
I was about to say, yeah, dog.
Absolutely not.
That boy acting different, boy. You acting unusual.
Absolutely not. Hey, y'all know what it is when it comes to football. We talk about NCAA football and NFL football. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you a question because I want to bring it up because I know you hate Dan Mullen. UNLV seems to be spending the bag on football. Your annoyance is funny. They just got, and they getting the if you look at the tactic that they're taking, they're not buying players that are year 1, year 2. They getting 6-year seniors, 5th-year seniors. They're getting grown men, and they're putting them all on the team, like the movie The Longest Yard. They're putting them all on the team and saying, we're going to go out there and play, and y'all figure it out from there. They're just trying to go try to beat people up.
College basketball.
Have you seen that?
College basketball. That's what college basketball was. Houston Cougars. Hey, adults, there's a space here. I don't hate them because one of my dogs is one of the on the staff, so I may not be the big. I'm not fond of Dan Mullen's coaching style, but I want to see UNLV be.
You don't like him calling plays off a play sheet.
I don't think that he knows anything about offense, and I don't have anything else to say about that. That's that on that. How about that? But I do hope they have a great season. I want to see my dog do good. So I mean, yeah, and I mean he ain't coaching Florida no more. Not my coach, not my problem. Speaking of coaches and problems, at the stage, Sherrone Moore, 2 games, season suspended 2025 as a self-imposed punishment for advanced scouting case. I think this is the Connor Stallions fiasco. It wouldn't be a college football season if a Michigan head coach wasn't suspended for the first 2 or 3 games of the season. This is mostly not that bad because he's only they got a home game against New Mexico that they should just run away with. Now, it's interesting because they do have Oklahoma in Norman as game number 2. He won't be able to coach. I don't know who wins that game because I think that both of these teams are kind of in the same space.
I was listening. I had to Google to make sure that he signed his contract. Y'all remember during the year he was coaching with no contract.
Reggie said this man free agent forever.
I was like, bro. Well, I didn't. Let me tell y'all, I love my job. I love my culture. I love all my side gigs. I love the companies. I ain't gonna say I love them. I like the companies that I work for. There's not a near company on this earth, family included, that I would work with no guarantee that they could just not pay me tomorrow, and I'd just be like, cool, right? No contract, no paperwork. No, nothing. I'm glad you got a job. I love to see your contract details because you got 5 years, $5.5 million a year, which I think is 27 million, 28 million, somewhere in 27.5. So I do like that you got the job. I want to see the details because if there's a conduct detrimental to the team type of thing, then with the classes that you're putting together, I think you just got the number one QB in Underwood.
Correct.
I don't want to see this be a Tyrone Willingham situation where you build this up to the point where you are on Big Ten dynasty level, right? You are on your way to permanently unseating Ohio State and taking the lead in that, and you are playing for a playoffs national championship every year. Not yet, but they just got Underwood and they got money. They got All the money.
Money.
They got Tom Brady negotiating in your corner. Like they have a lot of trump cards that they play a lot. Jordan Brand, like they have all of those things.
Jeter.
Jeter. So you have all of those presents, all those people.
Barstool. You got a lot now.
That first report noise. So you have this, and you can build it to a point to where right before it gets to that next season, they can fire you. And I hope that doesn't happen, but history is not on your side. So don't do that stupid. This is a self-imposed punishment.
and they'll get a job to Cooper Stallions. Was he ever convicted? Nope. Well,
Connor Stallions, yeah, he'll be right there.
And I hate to say it, Connor Stallions probably win too, because if he's gonna do something,
he'll win a national championship with your roster.
and his sign stealing, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State football staff caught placing 6,200 bets. I'm gonna break this down for y'all because this is so crazy. I'm gonna read directly just so I don't mess this up. Jace Haycock placed 787 bets, totaling $55,359. He was a grad assistant from 21 to 22 and rehired back in April. So I'm sure he's on the staff. Chase Clark, 2,305 bets, totaling 18,676. He now works for the Lions as an assistant equipment manager. Also, bruh, you making a little money bets. At least old boy he was spending that money. 55,000 versus 18,000. Boy, y'all, how much money y'all making? Michael Dreyer placed 1,182 bets, totaling $11,536, and he now works for a sporting goods company. Kyle Highland placed 509 bets, totaling $6,365, and now works for an Army football as the assistant director of football operations. Wow, that boy moved right on over to the armed services. And then finally, Mason Williams, 1,455 bets, totaling $11,679. And now he is the head equipment manager for Valparaiso. Now, what this does sound like, I would have to go back and look at these jobs, is this looks like not like, I don't want to call them non-football guys, but non-game guys, non-strategy guys. Everybody just went to work for either an equipment position or sporting goods store. Y'all sound like more logistics. But either way, you have to understand, bro, you work for Iowa State. They're tracking you.
No, I'm about to say, I need to know the bets. I need to know that just because you work logistics don't mean you can't see practice and that they suck. Well, looks like this guy's hurt today. I'm going to go ahead and bet on the other team.
Right. Valid point. Valid ass point.
You and I work in engineering and insurance, but I can look at a college football team and tell them that they're terrible. I can see that clear as day.
And the consequences are each staff member has received a 1-year show cause order running through April 24, 2026. The show cause order requires them to attend an annual NCAA regional rules seminar and serve a 2-week suspension if hired by a college athletic department during the period.
You can't even come back. You come back, you suspended. Don't try to act like you going to work
for 2 weeks. Bro, 2 weeks ain't nothing. And go to I will say, as much as I think that we're all kind of happy that sports betting is around, it's come with its share of foolishness almost instantaneously. And
when has betting not had foolishness? What y'all?
But remember, we had such a long break, and it was always like, oh, this is unfair. And then you see Terry Rozier, Michael Porter Jr. brother, like all of these people have just gotten right back into the foolishness with all Calvin Ridley.
Y'all think temptation and foolishness changed, took a break just because gambling did? Sure.
Fair enough.
Let me tell you what is always going to be there. Foolishness and the temptation to do it. That will always be there.
Speaking of foolishness and temptation, Texas will reportedly spend $35 to $40 million on its football roster for the 25 season. That is more than some baseball teams. Pro baseball teams.
Shout out to the Reds and the Oakland or the soon to be Las Vegas A's and Pittsburgh Pirates. Go UGA, SEC champs, beat y'all twice. Y'all about to spend this money to be mid again. And I say that just to talk shit. We knew this was gonna happen. I think we talked about this literally 2 years ago when they announced that they were coming to the SEC. I was like, hey, it's only going to be a matter of time before Texas buys their way into being the powerhouse. With NIL, they have timed this perfectly. There's no rules for buying players, and they have all the oil money in the world, plus the backing of the SEC and the Texas brand. This is going to happen. Now,
the Miami Marlins are $67 million, and they're $40 million. This is a pro baseball team versus a college football team.
Well, in all fairness, the return for Texas is probably much higher than the return for the Miami Marlins.
And on top of that, this is going to grow. So imagine, this is going to grow to what that's the other part is. It's not like this could just do whatever. And this is probably not them all the way in yet. If they get a national championship, this might duck.
I told you. I told y'all. But like I said before, this brings immense pressure, Steve Sarkisian. You can't. If there was any year to get Georgia, it was last year. Carson Beck was throwing the ball to the other team like he was a undercover spy. All our running backs got hurt. All our receivers could not catch the ball. You might as well cut all their fingers off. They still would have had the same amount of receptions. Like, we weren't that great. Our defense was pretty good. And y'all still lost to them. This year, y'all can't lose to them.
You got to bring back a special guy here. A guy we've all forgotten about, don't remember. You probably won't remember his name. No, go back even further. Larry Scott. Y'all are saying Splashcast, Norwood. Who the hell is Larry Scott? Larry Scott is the guy that at the Pac-10 who would not let Texas.
Oh, he voted. Pac-10.
Yeah, correct. The Pac-10 is the Tupac or whatever it is now.
The Pac-10 and 12 don't exist no more.
And Texas has a $40 million football roster. This is the thing. This be the difference between black people and white people. If this was a black man, he'd be expelled. Exactly. Larry Scott sound like Michael Scott running Dunlop Memphis. Let me tell you, this Larry.
Oh, I forgot he voted. This may be Cinco de Mayo talking, but that is hilarious.
Like you said.
I could just imagine at the board meeting, all Pac-12 teams sitting there and like, hey, we're going to go ahead and dissolve this team. And then all the athletic directors looking at Larry like,
somebody's still cool with Larry. Like, Larry, bro, you did all of this. You did everything. You made this whole world spiral out. You broke college football. Like the Falcons broke the draft with Michael Penix. You broke college football in a way that we've never seen it be broken. Congratulations to you.
He moved to Dubai on y'all.
Larry better not even watch a football game, bro. You can't even watch soccer, anything. Just no pickleball only, bro, and move to a different country. They don't play football at all. Period.
Yeah. Hey, before we go to NFL, can we take a 30-second break?
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. We will come right back. I assume one of our
30 seconds
executive producers is.
Yep, somebody woke up. Give me 30 seconds. Appreciate it.
Be right back. Love y'all. And just like that, we are back. We are back. We are back.
My bad, y'all. I had an executive producer was screaming, and your boy had to blow his nose. Shout out to allergies and this new pollen.
Man,
I could not breathe.
I have been fortunate not to have to deal with it. I've heard a lot of people really getting stomped out by it. Luckily, so far, but I keep a look. Kids Benadryl in my. I ain't going full Claritin. I don't want to be knocked out for days at a time, or real Benadryl and just sleep it off. But we are here. We're gonna talk football, and we might as well start with our new addition here. These are the defensive rookie player of the year odds. At number 1, Abdul Carter. Surprisingly, at number 2, Jalen Carter, Atlanta Falcon. Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguar, Travis Hunter. At number 4, San Francisco 49er, Michael Williams. Number 5, Cincinnati Bengals, Shamar Stewart. Number 6, which seems relatively confusing to me, considering where you drafted him, Mason Graham. And then at 7, as a second, was he second day or third day guy? Mike Green?
Second day, but he was a top 15 pick with baggage. So I get that. And he's on the Ravens. Like, end of the day, he's a good defensive player on the Ravens. So
which is good and bad. You probably not get all the credit for what you do, but you also going and you just got to do your job.
Nobody can double you.
Right. You just do your job, son, and everybody else is going to do their job. And we got an MVP for quarterback and a world beater at running back.
And so with this list, I do like, as I'm looking at it now, I do like Jalen Carter. I think he's a great pick. I do not think he'll be in the defensive rookie of the year odds because they're talking about playing him off the ball. But the person that I do think could sneak their way onto this list, especially, no, it's James Pierce. James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, JPJ.
What'd you say? JPJ. James Pierce Jr. I didn't hear that part. Yeah, because he ain't got you ain't got to do nothing. You just got to be 6'5" and fast and get to the quarterback. We ain't gonna ask you to. We got Jalen Walker to be able to run around the field. Caden Ellis, you can do all that.
I don't think is he that tall? I don't think James Jr. that tall.
He's like 6'4", 6'5".
6'5". Oh my God.
Yes, he's.
We began to rock. Steady. Hey, I'll go ahead and take this time before we get into anything else. Actually, I'm gonna go right into it here now. I know a lot of you guys have talked about the Falcons draft and being like, what are they doing? It wasn't that good of a draft. Why would you do that? I want y'all to understand. That lets me know, just like when y'all can't name the people on the Atlanta Hawks bench, that y'all don't watch Atlanta Falcons football. Because there is not one singular Atlanta Falcons fan on this planet that I have talked to that has any issues with us double dipping at edge. And you want to know why? Because we can't ever find an edge. We are the most circular team in the NFL. Ain't no edge. Never an edge. Everything except for edges. Everything round. So, yeah, for us, and for me and my people, thrilled. And if you tell us that the Falcons shouldn't be happy, you don't know our struggle. You don't know what we've been through. You don't need to honestly talk to me. Now we're going to talk about this defensive core.
Now, before the defense, if you look at the defensive core, you got Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., JPJ, as you call him, Leonard Floyd to teach him how to be. He's the adult in the room. Rook Oro, who is supposed, he reminds me, not saying he is and not saying he will be, but he reminds me of a bigger version of Grady Jarrett. Caden Ellis, who is literal chaos on the field, with AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, Xavier Watts, who was a steal in the 3rd round. Shout out to the Eagles, doing us a solid and allowing us to trade up for him. And then of course Mike Hughes, who is a really good nickelback and can play anywhere, but also is the number 2. Now I would like to see us do something at the number 2 corner, but this right here, let me tell y'all a lineup of defense. And I want you to. I thought about this because I'm glad you put this on the list because I want to get you to think about this. I want you to tell me what you think. The Falcons have the potential to have James Pierce Jr., Caden Ellis, Leonard Floyd, Jalen Walker, AK-17, or Arnold Ebiketie, Rook Oro, and JD Bertrand, and then or
still got Onyemata too.
And Onyemata, this is just for rushing the passer. You have the ability to put 6 pass rushers on the field at one time. 6.
And Harrison. Harrison is the
7. Sure. We ain't never had 7 pass rushers on the field at one time. And we went to the Super Bowl. We ain't never had 7 pass rushers on the field.
I respect them. I respect them infinitely so much for doing this. But I'm going to lean into what I told you. This is what happens when you have a black coach and a black GM, and they know, hey, this is it for us. I'm very happy that they had a very frank conversation with themselves, and they understood. You know, I talk about it all the time. You need to know your station in life. They knew if we didn't do this, this is going to be our end. I'm not sure if this is not our end, but we're going to go out in a blaze of glory. And I respect that. And that's all we've ever asked for. It's really just put your bet. I honestly say that if it didn't work out, I'm less mad and I'm okay if Arthur Blank sees it in his heart to bring them back, even if it doesn't work out perfect. Because you did the right thing. It's easier for me to accept you when you do the right thing instead of us where we've consistently done the wrong thing or other things. This year, and I mean, we still out there on Jalen Ramsey. I still like DeMarco Hellams. Clark Phillips, I still like him. We got Billy Bowman, which looks like a steal. We should be able to put out consistently 11 good football players on defense.
Yeah.
In some iteration. At minimum, 9 and 2 possibles.
This team is interesting on defense because last year, the way that we finished, if we would have just had a middle of the road defense, we probably made the playoffs, right? I think the story is a little different this year. Even though we upgraded our roster, I think we still will be playing for either division crown or wild card, meaning we're either going to be the number 4 seed or the division winner, or we're going to be the last seed in the playoffs.
Because I ain't gonna lie, the Bucs retooled in a way that you got to respect.
Fantastic. And you still have the NFC North, the whole NFC North, including the Bears. At this point, you would assume that they've gotten better. And then you still have the NFC East with Washington and Philadelphia. So while I do like this team, our offense is going to get us. I think our offense gets us to the wild card. If our defense shows up as middle of the road, it gets us to the divisional round. If our defense turns out to be good, y'all might be in trouble. That's me speaking now because I don't know. We don't know about injuries. We don't know about any of the things because we have so many players coming back on defense. But our defense our roster is so deep. We plan on playing like 10 defensive linemen. 10.
Our defensive, I gotta look at this again. But does our defense look better than the Buccaneers on paper?
No. Yes. Depending on how these rookies play. The rookies are a big deal because we can't rush the passer and the Bucs can.
Right. But that's the only thing that helps them is their defense is basically the same defense from last year. The only new addition is Hassan Reddick. Everybody there has already been there. So you're not making as much movement versus us as, hey, we're incorporating a lot of new pieces, but we got a lot of shiny new pieces. And technically we're doing the same thing for a lot of guys who were injured last year. So you have a bunch of like new guys, which is good. I just really hope that Jesse Bates And I really want Jalen Walker to I want them to be the pace setters. I want them to be, and AJ Terrell to be the people who hold the standard of this is what this defense needs to look like. We need to be physical because the offense is crazy that our offense is notoriously way more physical than our defense. We have all the mean, nasty guys on offense, which historically is not how it really goes.
Yeah, and this undrafted free agent class is pretty good. Kobe Bryant, I think, is probably going to be our number 2 corner by the time it's all said and done. I agree with him. I don't think there's 26 corners better than him in the draft. I don't know why he fell, but there is an interesting prospect. So I've been racking my brain at linebacker. Like I like JD Bertrand. He's good at blitzing. He's a smart linebacker, but he lacks athleticism, and that's always been our weakness. Jalen Walker brings athleticism.
Oh, don't forget about old boy that they got from the Raiders too.
Divine Diablo.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know nothing about him. I know he's fast, he's athletic. But the Raiders, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the Raiders. So I don't his stats don't really pop out. So it's not like he had 150 tackles one year on a bad team. He's him. But there's this undrafted free agent we signed, and they've already changed him to linebacker. He was a safety in college, 6'4", 220. And he runs a 4.40 named Malik Burden.
Yep.
From Iowa State.
Yep.
You
could tell he was going to be one of those. He's going to end up being like a star player where he's like, what does he do? A little bit of everything.
When we go to that nickel dime defense, I've always wanted us to sign the dude Isaiah from Clemson that played with the Giants and all of them, the 6'4". I've wanted to sign him for forever because he's basically a linebacker.
Isaiah Simmons?
Speed. Yeah, Isaiah Simmons. But we don't ever sign him, and we don't, it is what it is. I think this dude Malik Verdon or Verdon, I can't remember, people or Verdon, however you pronounce it, has the potential to add to this. And if you add him to this roster and to what we have on the screen right now, we have a bunch of people that you can't outrun. You can't outrun. You got to run our D tackle, but you ain't outrunning nobody else on the field. Our D line, D ends. Yeah, he run a 4.40. He run a 4.40. Everybody run a 4.45. That's not a defensive lineman. Everybody.
That's the reason that I mean, it looks. I'm happy. I'm going to say this. Full stop. I'm happy with with Terry Fontenot did. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that whether it works out or not. I'm not going to be one of those people that I'm going to say right now, with what you brought us back, I'm happy. Now, Raheem, you are a defensive coach. You have been provided with guys who are fast and athletic and strong. This is the time. I'm going to tell you right now, if anything, if Raheem don't work out, there's a world where we keep Terry and don't keep Raheem. I'm happy with what Terry has consistently done. The only thing that I can say is last year when he didn't make those plays at the trade deadline, which, I mean, it would have helped him out this year. But
I don't know if you keep Terry and lose Raheem, because Terry, the general manager, ultimately hired two coaches that didn't work out. You change yourself to Arthur Smith, and that was a train wreck. Yeah. Then you hired Raheem.
That's the bad. That's it. That's the bad horse that hits your wagon too. Arthur Smith was not the right coach.
And what did we say? This is why.
Terry,
listen,
if I don't want to work with. I don't want to see Terry.
Hold on. If you want to work with the Splashcast and Dive Team Media, this is a moment in the show where a callback to where we talked about and said, "Hey, Terry, if you hitch your wagon to Arthur Smith," because they was talking about firing him after the first season because he was so bad. If you hitch your wagon to Arthur Smith and Arthur Smith hitches his wagon to Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota, you could lose your job. Remember, we said that. So That
you gonna
may not, he
lose
didn't
your
lose his job, but it took
you
all
gonna
of his
lose
credit.
your job.
He had to use that whole payday loan to keep his job to get to Raheem. So, speaking of payday loan,
report. Brock Purdy is expected to earn a contract of up to $50 million next season.
Told you.
Yes.
When you put this in the group, I said, told you.
What now, this is the thing that I've always said is I can't stop anybody from being dumb. If you pay this man $50 million, you are dumb as a box of rocks.
Dumb diddy dumb. You sleep on air mattresses as a millionaire.
Right. Multi-millionaire with guaranteed money, DeAndre Ayton. That's the reason he took your job. You don't know where you're gonna be at next year. You the only player who's gonna be healthy and still just can't get a job. Why? I don't know.
Or a bed.
He big. That's the reason you can't get a job, because you don't know how to have nice things.
Cinco de Drinko.
San Francisco 49ers. For $50 million. You could just go get you a real quarterback. You could have got you would have been better off going after Geno Smith. This is the thing. If you're going to play Brock Purdy $50 million, you should go get you a $50 million quarterback. You could have traded for Kyle. There are infinitely more things you could have done than paid Brock Purdy $50 million. And I'm also of the belief, let him walk, because there's not another team in the NFL that will pay him $50 million. I'm sure of it.
You underestimated the negotiating power of Brock Purdy.
No, I
didn't.
They
let everybody else walk. They had
got too far out of control. All them guys went somewhere and got paid so much money that there was just no hope. You couldn't have.
They lost 11 players on defense.
Yes, and you know how much money it was? Like, it was an ungodly amount of money. How much those 49er players have gotten on other teams.
This is part of it. You had a quarterback who was a 7th round draft pick that you were paying 7th round draft pick money for 4 years. You didn't re him up because you didn't necessarily believe in him because he's a 7th round draft pick. But one thing that he's gonna do is remember
rob you blind.
Hey, as a 7th round, not even rob you blind. As a 7th round draft pick, I was a quarterback that went to the Super Bowl. And you paid me as a 7th round draft pick.
Okay.
What we call this is recouping, and Jimmy Garoppolo recouped that money.
So why would you do it again?
Why not? You have a proven quarterback in the system.
Don't mind me.
You don't have a bunch of money that you can't spend anywhere else. Don't nobody. Is it that bad?
Yeah, that's stupid. This is the thing. I just see people doing stupid things, and then when this all falls apart, as it ultimately surely will, just like with Jimmy Garoppolo, and then
oh man, Kanye West and Stacey Dash gonna fall down. It's gonna be ugly.
Yes, and then people gonna bring up Trey Lance. Everything, because when
Trey Lance ain't did nothing. He been chilling the whole offseason. They ain't said a word. Not made an appearance. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the job.
When you do the Jimmy Garoppolo, and then after Jimmy Garoppolo, the Trey Lance into Brock Purdy $50 million. What's left? What is left? They gonna fire what's his name? He used to play at Tampa Bay. They gonna fire you. You had that white man privilege a little too long. You just over there doing anything. John Lynch. If he was black, he'd be fired. Right?
You ain't produced no. And
you've had everything.
Produced a ring. If you would have produced a ring,
you've had everything. You had everything at every position.
So there's a question for you.
You got Fred Warner's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Question for you. You talked about Terry firing Raheem and keeping his job. Does John Lynch fire Shanahan and keep his job, or does Shanahan keep his job if John Lynch gets fired?
I don't care, but if y'all fire Shanahan, come on down, my boy. Let me help you help us. Come on back. It ain't been one place where you was really that close to it. Come on back. Come on back.
You get rid of Zach Robinson like that?
Man, I get rid of Control Alt Delete. Oh, everything must go. What? Shanahan.
That should be the name of the episode. You talk about the Bucks, the Lakers.
Right. Everything must go. Yes. And Raheem.
That's Kings.
Raheem, let me tell you this.
Shout out to Tequila. This is wonderful.
If we can get back with Shanahan, it's over.
Listen.
And I'll let him be the I'll let him be the GM, baby. Or Lou Riddick, either one of those.
Oh, you talking about if you lose? See, the thing about the Falcons, since we kind of spiral, because I did want to. You want to talk about Justin Tuck getting fired?
Yeah, I was about to say everything
whipping it out.
Also, must go. He's gone. He gone. Justin Tucker was released today by the Baltimore Ravens. They wrote a really good speech on why they let him go, and none of that mattered. It was because he got too freaky. And I don't know if he gets another job. These freaks been freaking, and I don't think they're gonna stop no time soon. And you know now, especially that he done working. He'll have all the time in the world to freak off. But yeah, these last couple of years, the freak offs have been freaking off. We never talked this much about freak offs in sports until recently, or really in pop culture. You're right. Bob Kraft, Diddy, Deshaun Watson, Jay Tuck. Boy, y'all.
Yeah, it was getting tucked, rolled, pulled, tugged. It was just freak man in the mid Atlantic and Northeast region. Yo. That cold weather had you crazy. Hey, y'all know when winter come around.
I feel like busting. Adios to Justin Tucker. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna say best of luck. You too.
Oh, y'all made me forget what I was gonna say now.
No,
that was funny. Justin Tucker, nasty man. They said he's gonna go to Cleveland and partner up with other nasty man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Deshaun Watson and Justin Tucker get on the same team, there will be a shirt. D-Dub and Tuck.
Ebony and Ivory.
Boy. Yeah. He's I'm place kicking now, and he's gonna be my holder. Whoa.
Whoa.
We practicing snaps.
Knicks fans going crazy. Knicks fans going crazy in the chat. Wow.
Now, see, that's the one thing about Knicks fans. They don't actually know how to act like they've been anywhere. Bro, we root for you. The Celtics pulled their trash and y'all won. Don't New York this, bro. Act like y'all been somewhere before. You said you wanted to talk about something as we begin to spiral, and we've run through the agenda.
I forgot it that fast. What were we talking about? You don't know.
I mean, everything must go. That's the last thing. We were talking about all the places and things that have to go, and then you said, "Oh, now that we spiral, we might as well talk about." But if the tequila will make you forget, it shall make you remember. We will be back here again next week, and we will discuss it then. Outside of that, before I start to wrap up the show, what you got for us, Big Rich?
Shout out to Malaysia Fuwali.
3-on-3.
Who decide? Even the 3 on, not the 3. Cool. The 3-on-3 is cool. That mug said, "Yo, you don't want to start me? I'm gonna go to our rival. I'm gonna play you." 8 times next year. Or 4 times next year. I'm sorry.
I play that girl from Florida State who's the leading scorer in college and women's college basketball too.
I like that. See, NBA, men's basketball, that's what you need. When somebody says they're gonna transfer, I'm gonna get somebody better than you. Don't have them transfer somewhere far away. Nah, I'm gonna transfer to a team that's gonna play you. All right. So you think she better than me? Cool. We gonna play each other, and I guarantee you, Malaysia 4i is gonna try to bust her ass because she's starting.
Yeah, but that girl gonna try to now.
I know. Come on, Westlake. I know.
That's the reason women's college basketball continues to be really good. They know exactly where their matchups and rivalries are. They pit them against each other. And one more thing I found that I really like that WNBA has done is the places where their stars have recently come from, they're going back to those places and playing exhibition games. I really like that. So you get to see Asia Reese in the Chicago Sky playing in Baton Rouge. Caitlin Clark had them girls from Brazil playing in Iowa. Kudos to that. Very well played, very tasteful. It allows you to connect yourself with the women's college basketball game. It allows you to still it allows you to really do everything. And you just get infinitely more people because the college fans are so much more rabid than the pro fans at this point.
Yeah, but if I'm from Brazil, I'm coming to America. Bro, don't send me to Iowa.
Oh, yes, you do, because that's the most people you ever have at a game like that.
I don't care. Okay, cool. Shout out to you, Iowa.
I get what you're saying. But also, if you're from Brazil,
send me to Atlanta. Send me to LA. Let me play USC.
I mean, that's the luck of the draw. That's where the girl is. That's where all the TV is going to be. That's where they're going to see you play basketball.
What does USC do?
God, dog, Joker elbow door right back
in the face. I told y'all, Joker don't like y'all.
No, he elbowed him up under the back of his braids. He tried to hit his brainstem. God, man, you can't knock that man brain loose.
Yes, you can.
Do that. No, you cannot. Especially as a Serbian, they're gonna deport you to a Salvadorian mega prison.
No, you won't. They don't deport white people.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to go Kanye. All right, now I'm talking about old MTV Kanye, not new Kanye. That's different. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, thank you guys for rocking with us right on time as the drink has just completed. This Cinco de Drinko would have been nothing without you. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Please continue to support us. We truly appreciate it. If you got any questions, concerns, thoughts, anything, always remember, hit the Splashcast DM. We'll be more than happy to answer either then or answer it on the show. Number one, more Black baseball. Shout out to Mike Harris. Also, shout out to Chandler Simpson. Y'all really need to watch that dude. He's a brother, and he is a really, really fast baseball player. He's fantastic.
I'm not the bros.
No, but you do enjoy Black baseball players.
Yeah, but I had to make sure I put my hands down. You know, y'all be
relax. Number two, and I think we're gonna have to change number 2 because number 2, y'all have just blown this out of the water. More Cowboys and Cowgirls. It's everywhere all the time. Shabuzi today at the Met Gala. Y'all, we're gonna find a new tagline for number 2. Y'all got any suggestions for number 2? We are looking for them. And then number 3 will never change ever in life. The historically Black college university your cousin went to, your auntie went to, you went to, the person used to laugh geeky in the back of church. Send some money to that institution. Those people mean a lot to you, or that institution means a lot to you. Send some money. The historically Black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go for homecoming, step shows, the vibes, to be around your people. Send some money over there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the university was founded. Outside of that, adios, mi amigos, especially on De Drinko. Y'all be safe. God is love. Until we meet again, adios and arrivederci.
Repeat. Don't press stop, though. Let it keep going because I want to ask a question. This is the end. Just let you know when we do get the dive team media server up. We're gonna have our own platform. This is where you would, get the Patreon episode and everything. I just saw in the chat that Andre 3000 is supposed to be coming out with an album.
Oh yeah. I put it in the chat. It's a piano album. No, I don't want to juice the people. There's no rapping on it. So.
Oh, well, okay. 7 piano sketches. He released it already?
Yes. There was an actual setup here where people thought that he was coming out with an album because he wrote, "Hey, have y'all found my sketchbook? It has 7 sketches in it." And then we find out he goes to the Met Gala wearing a piano. Earlier today, he released like the sketch with the man wearing the piano. So it all kind of made sense. I do want to know what was in the garbage bag that he was carrying when he was wearing the piano. I'm probably going to like it. Y'all probably not. It's probably going to be what it is. Such is life.
Let me tell y'all, Andre 3000 can do nothing wrong.
Right.
I listened to the flute as many times as I could. Whether I liked it or not is irrelevant. It is. It's Andre 3000. I'm going to listen to the piano album.
That flute in the morning is good. If you want to wake up and not have to like.
It's good alarm music. It's good to get out the bed alarm music.
That first 2 hours of work before you want to hear shooting and killing and even, 80s and 60s and 70s, just nature.
Drugs. Yeah. It's good. It's good meditation music. And you have that, pair that with the Lil Jon meditation. Let me tell you.
Oh, no, I ain't doing Peloton. I ain't doing that. That makes me mad. I hate to see
it's not what you think though. There's no ad libs. There's no.
It's not anything that I want. That y'all can have. And I'm in the
you get to add the piano to the flute. Yeah, but that's it. Cool. We out here.